welcome to episode 34 of the Role Slayers podcast.
Can't be right.
Why not?
It's too many.
It's too many.
It is a lot of episodes.
Number right now, 34.
We got them going. Thanks for tuning in. Before we get into our game, as always, we have some announcements. Jeremy, do you want to take it away?
Yes, I will. So first thing is we'll talk about the music you're listening to right now. And the music is Beyond Skyrim. You can check them out at beyondskyrim.org. We don't make any money off of this, and so neither do they. But they really do enhance a lot of what we do here, and I think that especially in your campaigns as well, they can do a lot for the ambiance. Speaking of ambiance, we also use Sirenscape, which is a audio crafting tool that allows you to immerse your players in, let's say, a sprawling jungle or a busy market square or rain. We use it a lot for rain.
Or something more exotic, like sheep in a pasture.
I downloaded some swamp sounds recently. So
speaking of, I just played Classic Catan last night.
Mm-hmm. No expansions?
No expansions, just Classic Catan.
Who does that anymore?
No one. And I had a lot of sheep.
I always end up with too many sheep in Catan, honestly.
I can tell you how many times I traded 4 sheep for brick.
Almost all the time.
I thought you were going to bring that back to Sirenscape.
No.
Anyway, Sirenscape.com. Yeah, seriously, check it out. They're very cool.
Okay, so last week I started giving us some weird facts about the world as a way to get you thinking about world building, which you can then use using the tool World Anvil, or you can use World Anvil to
sign language for tool
to funnel your thoughts. That's what the sign language is for. A funnel is a tool.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is the only one who actually knows.
Anyway, so did you know that humans are the only creatures who enjoy spicy foods on Earth, at least?
No way.
What about in your fantasy world? What do elves enjoy? Spicy foods, or dwarves, or gnomes, or any of the other races? Or do we say they're humanoid enough? Or is there some special flavor that they like that we're just like that doesn't even register to us as food? So that could be something cool to think about as a way of spicing up your world building, and World Anvil is just the tool to help you keep track of that kind of nitty gritty. Check out our affiliate link at worldanvil.pxf.io/rollslayers.
And as always, not always, but sometimes, most of the times, I'm here to talk about our social media presence. And everyone at the table is going to help me remember which ones we have, because I always forget one.
Twitter for all of our political hot takes.
All of our political hot takes, which it's completely empty, so that does remain accurate. Head on over to our Twitter, come exist there quietly, take a nice long break from the horrible rest of Twitter. We're on Instagram, which is where we're doing most of our business. We're doing giveaways. We're posting pictures of all sorts of stuff. We got battle maps. We've got just drawings of maps, I guess. We've got a lot of maps there. We've got pictures of ourselves from time to time. Tyler takes selfies. We're on Facebook
we can't
too.
Get him to stop.
No, we can't. We tried. We took the password away. He got it back.
I mean, he keeps doing this insane clown posse thing, and
Fago Moon Mist.
This is Tyler's ICP fandom / Role Slayers Instagram. We're on Facebook. We have a TikTok. We post some videos of I think it's, what do you post on there?
Mostly just the things we post on Reels, which is episode previews.
Yeah, we got our episode.
Some of my minis.
So yeah, we got the episode previews. Those are pretty good to listen to because they're the best bits often, or some of the goodest bits. What else is there? Is there other ones? I'm supposed to plug? YouTube. Yes, we're on YouTube now. That's a relatively new one. And that's where we're going to start uploading stuff for a little bit of easy access for you folks. Yeah. So that's about what I've got for the socials.
Well, thanks, Hayden. Last but not least, thanks as always to Eldritch Foundry for supporting the show. If you want to use our code ROLLSLAYERS, you'll get 15% off on an awesome custom mini shipped right to your door.
15% off, you say?
15% off. 15% off.
That's a bargain and a half right there.
Yeah. But let's play D&D this.
Play
lovely-
D&D.
So a bargain is 10%,
Yes.
and a bargain and a half is 15%.
Yes.
Okay, just check.
Yeah.
So, last we left off, party made their way to Drasburgh after killing and skinning a koatle and escorting Phineas Lonesong back. Tearful pre-goodbyes were said to Vern, who disclosed that he would be looking for a new home for his family and tribe. And when they made it to Drasburgh, they visited Tot Plolul to collect their reward. And he paid them more than they were supposed to get paid because he likes them. They departed, and as they were heading up into the northern expanse, the Mystalectos were waiting for them, asking if they were the Guild of Goodwill, which they replied yes. They informed the party that the Kitagora would like to speak with them, and that is where we left off. So, you guys are going with the Mystalectos, yes? You guys kind of re-enter the main thoroughfare up through the kind of stairway that's cut into the side that leads down to Tot Plolul's tower. The big streets kind of welcoming you back with the kind of gray stucco brick and Wattendobble establishments. You pass the temple square where the temples to Senahine and Avandra and one other god is. I forget which god, but that's okay because I have World Anvil. But regardless, you pass on, past all sorts of different establishments. You pass the jewelry shop that you once saved a woman from lycanthropy there, and eventually come to a very large wall butting up almost against the northern end of the bridge. And behind said wall, another wall. Looks like this is a curtain wall that leads to Riverwatch Citadel, which they mentioned. It is a kind of towering keep that has one single tower above the actual keep itself of kind of this graying, moss-covered stone. But they escort you in the curtain wall, and then the barbican of the interior wall stands closed. And there are some Mystalectos standing out front. The one leading you says, no weapons allowed in the Citadel. If you don't mind handing them over.
Oh, of course. I don't have any weapons, though.
Okay. Anyone else?
Then he surrenders his crossbows. All of his weapons, basically. Crossbows, little knives, things like that.
Okay.
Those would too, just quietly. Take out all the things.
Surely you'd not part an old man from his walking stick.
Well, they're not parting me from mine, so I think you're good.
Make a persuasion check.
I speak only in jest, of course. I walk just fine. Here you are. And I hand them all.
At this point, the hands of one of the guards is getting kind of full, so another one kind of comes up and gets the maul. Alin?
Yeah.
And then gets Alin's
Treat them
swords.
gently.
And they usher you in. Into the main yard and then up the stairs into the keep, where there is a large hall with a raised dais at the end. in a gallery on both sides under kind of pillars. There's a raised walkway around it, with the Kitagora sitting in her throne, governing from there, you assume. Inside, besides guards, you do see a few individuals. You see, standing in the gallery, a kind of a squat dwarf with black hair in full plate armor of like kind of tarnished steel color. It's not very shiny. It's almost matte. You see, leaning up against one of the rear walls, a familiar face. You don't know her name, but you encountered her on the road north with the rest of the Agiopore, the half-orc woman with the kind of the large dreads tumbling down.
Oh, is this the one that Jeremy almost bound us, or Vinny almost bound us in servitude to?
Yes,
Indeed.
that's the one.
She kind of just eyes you as you walk through. And then standing behind Denai Gabrieli, the Kitagora's right shoulder, is a tiefling of kind of like dark charcoal skin with these gray-white horns that curve around his forehead and then back again. His eyes are this deep crimson, and he has his hair kind of tied back in this little messy bun. But he's heavily muscled, standing around 6'2", and has a deadly-looking glaive slung over his back. But you can approach the dais if you like. They're kind of all just watching you as you enter.
I would say, like, in a whisper, it would be like, anyone feel particularly equipped to, I don't know, to negotiate whatever's coming our way?
Just to refresh my memory, we have like just come back, right? Like we haven't.
This is your
we didn't
first
stop and rest.
evening. You haven't even
So we're like
slept
covered
here
in
yet.
dirt and.
We did-
You've got some travel
Okay,
muck,
no.
but not too much.
Oh no, we have prestidigitation.
That's
We look
true.
great.
By the way, what did you do with your mules when you went to
Okay.
see Top Plolul? I
I
assume you stabled
Checked
them
them
somewhere.
at the gate. Yeah.
we didn't take them in the water down to the tower.
All right, now just dive.
we may need to retcon that.
No, it's okay. You could have stabled them somewhere.
Yeah, I
it's
just
not.
assumed
It's not
that
a
was
huge
something we
deal.
checked
Yeah.
at the gate.
Well, we
Yes.
were arguing about which inn we wanted to go to.
Sure, but you can stable them at
Okay.
an actual just stable. There
Okay.
are those that exist.
Back to the question. I think Cyrus would say something like, "Well, I think Lynn may be the best suited for this sort of courtly milieu."
I'm happy to take on the responsibility.
Perfect.
And she's still like you're still in all your Bahama gear, right? Cool. Is it obvious that you're a Knight of the Ruby Throne from what you're wearing?
Probably not, but
It will be soon.
will be soon.
Great, go for it.
It'll come out in the first sentence.
Yes.
Yes, Lynn, go ahead.
I'll go ahead and approach the dais.
She kind of looks over you guys. Well, I've heard a lot about this Guild of Goodwill, but I didn't know it was our esteemed friends of Tot Plolul.
Yes. Yes, we are.
Didn't have a name last time.
Yes. We consider ourselves friends of the realm, friends to civilization, civilized society, and any who need a helping hand.
Indeed. Well, I've heard tales of such.
I'm glad. Are any of these tales reason for calling us hither?
Indeed. One of the dock workers claimed you chased him across the country and rescued him deep in a jungle from a alien menace of great toad-like beings. And so I had watch posted for if the Guild of Goodwill, if adventurers of great kind of equip would come into town, then they would to be asked if they were indeed the Guild of Goodwill and taken here, so I can speak with them and thank them.
No. Then the thanks is not mine alone to receive, but please Please bestow it on my comrades. They fought bravely.
Indeed.
Venuthra Silverpiece, at your service.
Yes, we've met.
And he bows. And whatever, anyway.
Cyrus Grimalkin, I have new robes. In
Very
case you
nice,
don't
very
recognize
nice.
me.
Yes, I believe I know everyone's names, but pleasantries are always appreciated. I wanted
Would,
to
like, adeptly bow.
yes, like
Or
properly
whatever
bow.
Whatever
Yeah.
is like, yes. the
Actually
thing that
knows.
She should do, she would just do that.
Yeah, she kind of
Quietly.
there's a knowing glance, and she just kind of nods her head at that.
A courtly bow.
Yeah. I mean, this is not the first time you've been, standing below a dais.
Right.
She continues on. I would like to show my token of appreciation. I've had my steward mark the Guild of Goodwill as friends of Drasburgh, so we may call upon you from time to time. I've also set aside, if you'd like, gold is not something we can spare at the time. We are setting aside certain portions for the future. Strange things are happening. But I can offer you a bit of land if you would like it.
Go on.
It's worth a fair amount, but no one will buy it because it's on the border. So,
The border of.
the apostasy and the ascendancy.
Interesting.
It is interesting.
It's fertile. It's near some hills, but it's also near the road.
Is it big enough for the Blue River Firbolg clan?
I am not familiar.
Probably not.
Well, it was worth a shot.
Yes. Thank you, Venuthra.
We'll be grateful for whatever you have to offer us.
Okay, well, I can have a deed drawn up if that is of interest. It's several acres.
Have any of you ever run a farm before?
No, but I hear that real estate is a great investment.
I think that's what Mr. Lone Song had mentioned. But
Everyone in this world is a real estate speculator, and I cannot handle that right now.
And you do notice that Phineas, as soon as you guys entered, has distanced himself from being part of the guild and has kind of hung at the back as well, leaning against the other side of the wall where the half-orc woman is.
Well, thank you kindly, Hidagora. This seems like it must be a great honor.
Well, it's the least I can do at the time.
As well as steady work, it sounds.
There are a few things, odd jobs in the area I could point you in the direction of. Things that my Mr. Lectos can't handle or haven't gotten around to if you need to. Have some work.
I'm gonna kind of nudge a little. Do you think that she might know anything about your quarry?
Yes, I hesitate almost to ask someone in the position of leadership, but you're right. I should ask about it. And then so she's going to turn to her and say, I have to ask. In all of this work that you're doing, there's no chance that you have any. My primary concern, my main interest is sniffing out, uprooting. I'm trying to eliminate the source of some illegal slave trade. And I'm wondering if, and I know Drasburgh is far from them, but have you heard anything about the Cartagio family?
I know them, not very well. In terms of illegal slaves, the most poor-kept secret among the upper echelon of rulers upon Kazun is that Stoheller and Chaldean are exactly where they are exported. There aren't many slave-operated places on Kazun because they would be sniffed out by the Justicars or whoever, our Agiopore. But they are sent far and wide from those two places. I don't know if any connections to the Carthagias, but I would not be surprised they are not the most savory of individuals.
It's interesting that they're viewed that way over here.
We had a relationship before the secession.
Mm-hmm. I see. Well, thank you for your help. I will make my way down there.
And thank you for the land. Could we have an escort to someone to show us where it is, or
Sure,
or some directions?
I can have someone send you in the right direction. It's just off the road. We've built a wall on the border, so it shouldn't be hard to find the border, and it's northwest of the hills that butt up against the wall.
Excellent. Well, I think it would be fairly appropriate, as many of our comings and goings may be across the border, especially given our friends' interest in potentially maybe going to Stoheller.
By all means, build something there if you feel. But
additionally, might we be paired with someone who could fill us in a bit on some of the work that needed to be done here as well?
sure, you can talk to my the captain of my guard if you like, and she motions to the tiefling standing behind her.
Excellent. Thank you, Kitagora.
Is there anything else?
Should we have need to contact you in the future, is there a particular way that we would be able to do that? Would you allow us to? Should we have questions?
You can just visit here if you'd like.
Thank you so much for your gift.
Of course.
and recognition.
One last thing. How long are you going to be in town?
That's actually a very good question. We haven't quite discussed that. I know we have somewhat urgent business.
Yes. I, for my part, do not plan to remain in the city very long, but as I understand it, there's those mines that need the downtime and the rest, so I'm welcome to recharge, but I'm anxious to get going.
Have you picked somewhere to stay tonight? I have a friend. You could stay free.
Well,
Free.
we'd love to stay there in that case.
Okay, I'll make the arrangements.
That's a good price.
She looks over to her guard. Call the royal stag. Let them know they're coming. And he just kind of nods and motions off to one of the other kind of servers in the area. I think I'll retire to my chambers. You can talk with my guard here, my guardsman.
You have been most benevolent and kind. Thank you for your availability and your personal greeting and gratitude.
Of course. Have a good evening. And she gets up and kind of walks out of the back of the chamber, down from the dais. And the guard does approach you. He's kind of wearing these Are you familiar with lamellar is, guys? It's a type of armor.
Explain
is
it
it?
to me, please.
It's like little small squares of metal or leather sewn into a coat. Almost like a mix of scale mail and splint. But he's wearing lamellar armor of this hammered bronze, and then this armored skirt of a deep blue hue. And kind of approaches Alin as you're speaking for the group.
Oh, okay. Hail and well met, sir.
Hail?
Yes.
I assume you are looking for work. here in the city. Kitagora Denai has allowed me to open up some of that work for you, should you choose. Our Mr. Lectos have encountered a series of robberies in the southern fringe that have gone unsolved. Not a hair out of place besides the missing item. If that is of interest in your line of work, then you may investigate at your leisure. There might be a reward. There's also talk on the docks by the fishermen and some of the pole boatmen. Things have been strange and turned deadly as of late. The fishermen are being pulled from their boats, only blood and viscera remaining in the water from time to time, pole boats being knocked over. Whatever creature is doing this has become increasingly more violent. That could also be something you could investigate.
Speak almost casually about something that we must investigate at once. Give me my thing. I need. There are 2 swords that are being held currently, and she's starting to kind of turn and walk towards the main door. We'll need to go down to the docks at once.
It can wait. Don't worry. Take some rest.
You clearly don't know who you're speaking to. Where there is injustice, a Lin will surely be found.
Look, the fishermen and the pole boatmen have been taking.
Hayden, we had the same thought.
Where there's injustice, you'll find Lynn there.
committing the injustice.
Listen here.
No, she's a little more straight edge than that.
Everyone has been taking extra precautions, and the guards have been doubled. But if you find it, if you find the time, I would rather an experienced group of adventurers address this instead of my guardsmen who, are paid to keep the peace.
We've seen them. They are.
They're good as guardsmen.
Capable.
That's why they're not in the Akiapore.
You must have heard that we recently came for slaying a large beast. So we, not that your the Mr. Lectos or your guards are inexperienced or untrained, but rather that we are extremely qualified, having just come afresh from a monster slaying ourselves.
That,
Yes.
and I'd rather not waste my men's lives when they have families.
Of course.
Rest assured, the complexity of the situation will be well met in our hands.
Well, you're at the Royal Stag tonight. So, rest up. Come by if you have any questions. You can talk to me or the Kitagora directly if you need to.
Was that that thing you said? Some things had gone missing.
Yes, a swath of robberies in the southern fringe.
Just run-of-the-mill robberies or what? Other
Valuable
particular
items. If you can call much in the southern fringe valuable. But
But not-
valuable to them,
But not magical robberies or anything.
not to my knowledge. Perhaps they are.
Thievery must be punished all the same.
We've got a dungeon.
They will be attended to.
I'm sorry, that's just a really funny response.
The dungeon.
We've got a dungeon.
Eyebrows raised.
That wasn't Cyrus laughing. That was John the player laughing.
Clarifying, because I don't think Cyrus laughs like that.
No, he doesn't.
What?
This is a strong
later.
I think we need a demonstration of Cyrus's laugh and then John's laugh.
Just to differentiate them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, somebody tell Cyrus a joke.
Lake Titicaca. There it is.
And now John's laugh.
Oh no.
Okay.
That's John the character. Not John the man.
That's
He is a
good.
character.
So you can speak to me if you need any more information.
The legend, the man, the character.
Thank you very much for your time.
Yep.
Is our time in court been well spent? Have we completed our conversations, Alin?
I hope so.
One last
This is
question.
No, go ahead.
If we were to build an outpost on this property, do you have a name of a skilled craftsman or perhaps a cheap craftsman who could who would we inquire of?
I mean, there are a fair amount of craftsmen all throughout the main thoroughfare, the docks, the southern fringe.
So just
They're a dime a dozen,
fair enough.
or a gold a dozen.
Oh,
We'll roll the dice,
Yeah,
so to speak.
dime a dozen sounds. That sounds like a good price.
Excellent. All right.
Always looking for a bargain.
Okay.
But he bids you farewell, and you guys can exit if you'd like. The half-orc woman stares you down the entire time as you exit, and Phineas does rejoin you as you're walking out.
As we walk out, I just look back at the half-orc woman and wave. And then walk out the door.
You just hear. Phineas kind of looks over at you as you're waving, and what did you do to her?
Nothing.
It wasn't Vern, it was
It's been litigated. And relitigated. And relitigated.
Interesting. You'll have to litigate it to me over drinks.
No.
By the way, did I hear the royal stag?
Yes.
That's going to be a treat. They only have 5 rooms available year
Wow.
round.
There's one for each of us.
Exclusive.
Except Mr. Lonesong.
Someone's sharing with me.
We'll see.
Well, are you part of the Guild of Goodwill?
No, but I am riding your coattails if it gets me a free night there.
Was it extended? Was the coattail within your grasp? Or
I
are
can
you
convince them.
overreaching?
I think we were being a little hasty. If we hadn't had this guide, then I think that, well, we did rescue him, didn't we?
Well, that's true. And I also just assumed that maybe your publishers already had arrangements for you.
I mean, I could stay at the Venter's Rest if you're not willing to give me a free room. I understand.
Nonsense.
Oh, no, feel free to impose.
Do the likes of you wish for him to complete the tales in an accurate or unflattering manner? Because, no offense, Mr. Lonesong, you are known to stretch some details.
Yes.
One way or another.
And I am a bit petty.
Well,
Hmm.
what is it called again? Stag's Head?
Oh, the royal stag.
Stag.
I have a feeling that it will go much better for us if we let him tag along
I
for a
think
bit.
he'll be
Yes.
just fine. We can share just like always, Vanuthra.
Marvelous.
Excellent.
So, you exit the barbican and the curtain wall. The weaponry handed back to you. Great care being handled to all of your weapons. Alin, since you
Specifically
asked for great care of your weapon, you notice that it has been wiped down with oil, and the leather of the handles have been kind of like wrapped in kind of a rag and kind of cleaned off and whatnot.
Oh,
But
there's some.
It would probably take Bells just a bit of time to like reload
Just
all the
watching
things.
you shove weapon after weapon into your.
couple of swords, couple of hand axes,
It's like a scene from The Matrix.
longbow. Mhm.
but
Didn't tell them my hands are my weapons.
the evening is yours to do
Cyrus
with
also
as you
waggled his
please.
fingers at us.
Yes. Oh, he certainly does.
He's that type of boomer. The one that wiggles their fingers before doing something. Don't mind if I do.
Look at this
Oh,
magic
no.
fingers I'm wiggling in your face.
Oh,
Before grabbing a donut.
Just to be clear, since this is your parents' favorite D&D actual play podcast, Cyrus is in no way a commentary on any particular generation.
except his own.
He is his own man.
He's a fantasy, boomer.
I think the socks.
So
I think
all
the
that's to
socks say it all.
All that's to say, we're going to rest for the evening. Yes.
If you'd like, if there's nothing else that you wish to accomplish this evening, you can make your way to the Royal Stag if you'd like.
What time is it?
It's getting around 7. It's full on evening at this point.
I don't know about you, but a delicious hot meal really couldn't be topped right now.
The beans weren't enough.
It's quite different than a professionally prepared meal.
I suppose.
Shall we sup together at the Royal Stag?
Hearty yes from me.
I like the sound of it.
You make your way with some quick directions from one of the Mistilectos.
Should we be in our finest raiments? I don't. It sounds like it's a fine meal. Are we dressed to the part?
You can change in your room before eating, I'm
Oh, they'll
assuming.
have robes for us.
Probably.
I guess what Vern is saying is
He's gonna go up and put on the hotel bathrobe and come down for
what Vern means to say is that he doesn't own the clothes to switch into.
Oh,
And if we need to stop by a clothier, then
perhaps there's some still open. It's getting quite late, but I mean, maybe there's one open. You need to buy some clothing.
Well, I don't know, do I? That's why I was asking.
I think there's a look of authenticity about us as rugged adventurers, earning the keep at which we are taking advantage at the Royal Stag.
That's true.
That's true. And Vern, you also do have your crushed velvet you could pull out.
Right, but that only lasts for about an hour.
They
And
know
I-
who
if
they
it-
invited to stay here. We'll be quite alright.
Well, if you feel that way in the morning, we can swing by Terrell's.
I don't think I will. Let's go.
Very well.
Terrell's Tanger outlet.
I don't know what that is. I'm talking about Terrell's wondrous evening wear, but
Ooh.
That
sound of
That sounds a bit spicy.
it's a nice establishment. It's where I get my clothing when I'm here in Drasburgh.
Oh, do you?
On occasion. I get fitted at least. Sometimes I just go in to shop and don't even buy.
Ugh. What a
Merchants must
repulsive thought.
appreciate
So, you make your way to the Royal Stag. It is as you kind of get up to it, it has its own kind of square block to it. It's a freestanding building, not connected to anything else, and it is of exquisite build. The exterior resembles this almost royal hunting lodge. The base, these stone bricks, the upper floor, planed timber. So big planks of wood planed down, and it is shaped like a diamond almost, where it's got 4 sides and then the front's kind of cut short into a little bit of a stump, and above the front door, which is on the top of the diamond, is a small tower, leading what you assume to a second floor. But as you enter, it is a luxurious hunting lodge-esque interior, dark woods, smells of smoke and rich leather, with a double staircase going up the back, and then 2 closed-door rooms off to either side. Standing at the counter is a half-elven woman who kind of greets you. Hello?
Hello.
Are you the Guild of Goodwill?
Yes, that
Yes.
would be us.
I've cleared rooms for you at the Kitagora's request. Will you be dining, or would you rather be refreshed in your rooms first? Welcome to the Royal Stag, by the way.
I think I'd like to freshen up in my room before coming down for dinner.
Of course, of course. She kind of motions, and a gnomish figure kind of comes down. He's wearing almost like dress robes. I can show you to your rooms. Who wants the king's suite?
Ooh.
Well-
Since those two will be sharing, Mr. Vernuther's silver piece, and do you think a king-sized room would make it easier for you two to lodge together?
Probably.
Does have a great big bed. Feather
And another
down.
little small bed.
I'm
as
sorry?
well? Another little small bed as well.
I can find something.
A little trundle bed for
For Vinny.
for
If you
Phineas.
like, I can find that. We can accommodate anything here at the Royal Stag.
Well, I know you only have 5 rooms, and 2 of us will be sharing. And well, there are 6 of us. So, wait, is he really getting his own bed? Like, is he getting his own room? Do we really want to bunk with him? Yeah. So many
Vern
good
offered.
questions.
I mean, it was his idea. It was Vern's idea for you
Yeah.
to come together.
Yes, that's good. So we'll take the king
So you
size.
have-
And if you could, I don't. Perhaps finding a bed where we, yes, some small, and I'll stay in that.
We can find 2 twins and bring them in instead of the king size. Is that to your liking?
I think he's just worried about me. Vinny kicks a lot in his sleep. It's a bit much.
It's
but
really
it's
not
okay.
not any trouble. I can-
It's all right, Venuthra. I forgive you.
That's all right. Yes, yeah, just one would be fine, and he'll take the king.
Of course. Well, follow me. And he leads you kind of up the staircase. And then it doubles back into a hallway of the second floor with 4 doors on either side. And then near the front, a spiral staircase that goes up further. And he hands each of you a small golden key
Ooh.
for each of your rooms. It says, the kitchen staff are at your beck and call. Just let me know. I'll be outside. Let me know if you need anything. Will you be dining tonight separately or together? We have private dining establishments if you like.
I think we would love to eat all together.
Oh, I'd like a private session.
Oh, okay.
That's perfectly fine, Mr. Lonesong. You've had a long road.
You
Indeed.
deserve your own private meal away from the group.
Wonderful. I'll be in my room.
The rest
He
of us will be
opens one of
dining.
the doors and boom,
Mr.
slams it shut.
Lonesong, more like Mr. Lonesome.
Good one, Alin.
I consider myself a connoisseur of a good pun. That was a good pun.
Thank you, Cyrus.
Lynn, you seem disgusted by that remark.
Just a little.
Is there anything else I can get for you?
Just a few minutes, and we'll be down.
Very well. Downstairs we do have those private dining rooms, but we also on the other side have a private smoking and wine room. Feel free to use.
Can I trouble you for a pitcher of water and a bowl?
It's already in the room.
Amazing accommodations. Thank you.
Of course. Oh, thank you.
As we kind of leave, I guess everyone's kind of about to leave. Can I ask what describe the lady, the half elven lady?
Oh, the woman? She
Yeah.
has kind of palish skin with dark brown hair. Kind of, she's a half elf, so she's got like kind of rounded ears that attempt to come to a little bit of a point, but are less pronounced than an elven ear would be. She's just dressed in fine clothing.
How
Of
old?
green
Like
and gold.
Does she look?
She looks to be of middling age.
Committed now, Vinny.
Yep. And how fair is she on the eyes?
Oh no.
I don't know. She's
You
not.
have to know.
She's not necessarily
Make it up,
ugly.
Tyler.
On a scale from a husky dwarf with a knife at your throat to skin book.
Neither.
Okay,
Scale is that?
the podcast
Scale of-
wants to know, the bust.
She is.
I want to know fruit size. Give us apples.
2 potatoes.
How many?
Anything to avoid the metric system in Eltheris.
She is fairly attractive, but you wouldn't consider her to be a great beauty by any means. She's not homely, but she's not breathtakingly beautiful.
All right. Yeah. Well, in the small exchange, then he's putting it out there because he's putting it out there.
Okay. Wait, you're going down to talk to her?
Oh, no. Just, he's lingering at the desk a little.
Oh, well, you guys are upstairs at this point.
No, I know. I'm just saying, like, as he met her.
Okay. This is back in time a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay. I was very confused.
Making
what are you
eyes,
talking about? No.
Lingering a little.
Okay, cool. So, you have your rooms to yourselves if you'd like them. You guys enter the rooms, I assume?
Yes.
Yeah.
Each of your rooms is kind of outfitted in this garishly over the top, excessive, big heavy writing desk in the corner, plush red chair to sit at with dark wood kind of struts to it, huge beds of kind of feather down in like rich, thick linen of like blood red, and an accompanying bathroom on each of yours, as well as along the walls there are mounted heads of various creatures from woodland beasts like deer or bears to more exotic beasts like axbeaks or rhinoceroses or zebras. And there is on a table, there is a central table with some chairs around it. There is a bowl, a basin, and a jug of water, as well as a bowl of fruit in each of your rooms. The bathroom is a combination. There is a rudimentary toilet up against the back wall, as well as a large sunken wooden tub in the middle that has already have had hot water brought and prepared for those who might want to take a bath.
How large is the wooden tub in the master suite?
You mean is it big enough for 2?
Yeah.
I mean, all of these are big enough for 2.
Oh, okay, perfect.
These are big tubs.
Oh my gosh.
To give you context, this is a massive building with 5 bedrooms. These are big rooms.
Ovanuthra, I'm going to clean up in there. You're welcome to accompany if you'd like, or you can wait until afterwards when the water is filthy and cold.
Oh no, I'll clean you now and we can just enjoy the water.
Clean me.
Any prestidigitation, and he's perfectly fine, but we are definitely going to enjoy the steamy water.
I thought he was saying that he was gonna wash.
Yeah, I thought
me.
you were
gonna
scrub my
clean
back.
in the back.
Wow.
What are we going to title this episode?
I like this so much
2
less.
bros chilling in a hot tub 5 feet apart because we're not
The
gay.
title of
You not seen that Vine?
No.
I've never seen that
Oh
vibe.
my gosh.
the title of this episode is "May I Wash You?"
Oh no.
And they were roommates.
I'm going to take a quick bath before dinner so I can get all
Okay.
cleaned up and nice.
Sure.
Quick bath.
Quick bath.
Yeah.
I imagine that Vern's tribe is the sort where you reuse the bath water and the older folks bathe first, and then the
It's more that everybody's in the tub. There's probably a hot spring, and it's not It's more like the true egalitarian's bathtub.
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
So of course he doesn't care if any shares the bath.
Is it like King Spa? We're all kind of just doing it together.
Yeah.
I can get the
Yeah,
big
I'm
tub.
there. Oh yeah.
But we gotta get cleaned up. I think that even with your prestidigitation, it can't get rid of all of the smell.
Well, it doesn't necessarily change, how the dirt shifts your hair in certain ways and doesn't feel fresh, just clean.
It's certainly an improvement.
We take a bath.
Yep.
Okay. Is there anything else you'd like to do in your brief bit of downtime before dinner? Folks, I assume you're all kind of getting cleaned up. Okay.
Just getting cleaned up.
You guys can kind of come out and, one by one come down if you'd like. Same gnomish figure is there. He does introduce himself at one point as Galdren. But he brings you eventually, as you guys become clean, to a small, intimate dining room off the western side of the main lobby. It is they've kind of moved tables together because they're not used to large parties, but there is it's very much like there's a lot of different types of sweet breads and salads and soups that are kind of sitting out for you guys to kind of munch away on until food is ready. But you guys can each come down if you like.
That sounds lovely. Were there any clean clothes available?
There were. If you look in the wardrobe, there are very many different types of fine clothes in different sizes, as well as robes.
How different are the sizes?
You feel like some of them could definitely fit you, but most of them could not.
Perfect.
But if you'd like to wear some fine clothes, you may.
Does this seem... He holds up two options to Vinny. Does this seem optimal?
One is like a dark purple velvet, and the other is like a red and kind of goldish like silk.
The purple one.
Okay, perfect. That's what I was thinking.
Okay. And Vern, dressed in his evening attire, descends. Each of you making your way to the dinner table.
Ellen's in the gold armor as before, but you notice the collar is wet. Her hair is mildly clean, but there's a lot of like water around the collar.
Does it beg a question?
It does. It does, but I don't know if Vern wants to ask it. Maybe when he's in his cups later. We'll see.
Speaking of which, there are a fair amount of different wine offerings, as well as other drink if you should require it, that can be brought to the table as you guys kind of get settled for dinner. Eventually, dinner does arrive. There are these kind of like pans of seasoned rice and mussels and clams and shrimp, a paella essentially, but personal size for each of you.
A personal pan paella.
Personal pan paella.
I feel like we're probably chattering away.
Mm-hmm.
Assume you're just kind of having nice dinner conversation, but unless there's anything you'd like to address, you guys can get ready for your long rest.
We have to chatter now.
Yeah, I would definitely be. It was like one of those things where he's like got a glass of wine and he's trying to be cool about it.
He's
it's like,
swirling it a little bit.
yeah, he's like, well, no, I mean he knows how to do the wine, but it's like he's like trying to play it cool, but he's definitely drinking too much. Like, a little untastefully so.
Oh, should I pull out my drunk table?
Oh, not yet. That's for later.
Okay.
I think that Vern would be like trying to just like unpack the last several days of like,
There was just an ancient city and an ancient demigod fighting a different ancient demigod, and we were just expected to look at that like it was normal. I don't know. I feel Mr. Lonesong was pretty flippant about the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we came out all right in the end, and I've definitely got some red wine and dipping a roll in it.
Oh Lord! You see Goldrin kind of wince a little bit.
Yeah. And
fresh baked bread that he's just.
It's been too long since we've had this kind of luxury.
Definitely Vinny's like looking at Cyrus, no. Cyrus, no. Like,
What do you mean?
No, don't put food in the cup.
I thought that was how you were
We're
supposed
in a
to do
fine establishment. You can't
Well,
put
yeah,
food in
exactly.
the cup. The food on the plate.
it. The bread.
The wine in the cup. The food on the plate.
Cyrus is kind of gonna roll his eyes like, I'm gonna act like he knows what he's talking about. I'm gonna try and make him think he knows what he's talking about.
What does that mean?
I'm
Like-
confused.
I'm going to act as though I'm going to let Vinny think he knows what he's talking about.
Oh,
But Cyrus is just like,
gotcha.
okay.
I see.
The Kramer rule.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
The Kramer rule.
The Kramer rule. For our podcast listeners, John references this in our home life with most mediums. The Kramer rule being that Kramer's funny because his wild antics come out of, like, he thinks that everyone else is crazy and he alone is the reasonable one. And like Jerry and all the straight men are like, well, that's just silly, Jerry. Why wouldn't you build a giant staircase to your apartment window? Like,
Levels, Jerry.
Yeah, that's
Levels.
exactly where I was going. Yeah,
Yeah.
levels.
yeah, levels.
No, it's the bet's off because I didn't want to do it anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I didn't want to.
For those of you who don't know, that is Kramer from Seinfeld.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, sorry, I should have said. Kramer. I assume when I say Kramer, most people are like, "Oh,
People know
Cosmo."
who
Your
Kramer.
parents will
Cosmo
know.
Kramer.
Your
People
parents
know
will
And
know.
it's their podcast, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But on the off chance
You
you're not a
see.
parent,
Anyway.
Any of you ever eaten this fine before? I certainly haven't.
Oh, more than a few times.
No.
Yes. In
Not
Ora.
you.
Yes, in Oromond, there is much fine fare to be had. Wow, this is a little bit more exotic, closer to the sea. It is no less, or it is no more fine than many of the meals that I had in.
Well, they do say that Ormond is for the gourmand.
Did they say that?
Did they say that?
I've heard it
Yeah.
now, but I've heard it. Oh,
I mean, in some circles, they say it.
But I was thinking, Alen, you handled yourself very well in that meeting with the Kitagora. I really wasn't sure how it was going to play out because, well, you know, the Ruby Throne. I don't even know the politics really, but you know, that what was her called? The Agiapore. She didn't really take kindly to us, so I think it went very well.
Well, I'm glad it went well. The Ruby Throne, in my mind, they seem very inoffensive to, I mean, our home and our peoples, but the farther you go out, people have different mindsets, I suppose. They feel differently. It's disappointing, but the Ruby Throne serves the crown. It's very simple.
And what are we going to do with this land?
Oh, I haven't. I suppose that's really all of your land. Oh, well, maybe I'll stop by for vacation sometime.
Yeah, we can build you a little summer home on there.
That wouldn't be too bad. Maybe it is on the border of. Are the countries still at war right now?
no, they've been
They've
at peace for like 15 years. Yeah.
Just seems like a contentious area, but wonder how.
If we looked at the deed by now, how much space is there really?
I'm sorry. Quick correction. They've been at peace for 30 years.
Oh,
Okay.
I thought it was
15
Like-
years is the Goliath
okay.
Goliath
My-
Declaration of State.
Okay.
yes.
The land is about 15, 20 acres.
Hmm.
Oh, wow. Well, I, for one, have always had a dream. I mean, really, the dream is for me and my mother to establish an estate on a piece of land, and I never expected to come. Not that I'm commandeering it for my own purposes by any means. I never expected to be a landowner this quickly.
Well, it's not very much land, so we wouldn't be able to do very much with it.
I
That
don't-
sort of thing would probably be best, a small estate.
Well, I think the vision for any grand vision for an estate might be tempered based on its location. And considering its owners, I don't know that a large manor where we all would dwell is something that I imagine for it, or that I see anyone imagining for it. Maybe feel free to correct me, but I believe the best use of the land, if it's to be shared among us, and if our current pursuits continue, it may do well to serve as an office for which we can be contacted and sent out to adventure from. Base of operations, a place to replenish, maybe store any equipment, but to be mostly commandeered by somebody who would serve as some sort of secretary for us and maybe pass on communications.
That is not a bad idea. Very industrious and very entrepreneurial.
That's a great idea.
An office for the Guild of Goodwill.
Right. We'll be a real guild.
Well, I can cheers to that. I can toast to that.
And obviously, with the 10 to 15 acres, that's more than enough space to build lodgings for if there are weary travelers that are coming seeking our aid. They could rest there and be attended to by the secretary until we can return and question them. And it could be a respite for those who need it, and then a respite for us when we need it.
Farm some of it to feed the people that are coming in.
Yes.
Feed yourselves, of course.
This is becoming quite the enterprise.
Well, for now, I mean, just maybe for a little bit of extra capital, we could, allow, some of the local dairy farmers to graze their cattle on it for a small fee.
Oh, of course.
It's a good idea.
Yes. I wonder what the cost would be for a small office and a parsonage, so to speak, for the secretary. Perhaps that would be a form of payment that would reduce the hourly wage.
Well, I would think that the first goal of your estate might be some self-sustaining nature, in that the farming could ostensibly pay off the staff and secretary, leaving all excess income brought in by the Guild of Goodwill to primarily be a bonus. Basically, make sure that you don't have to continually sink all of your adventuring prizes into maintaining the estate that you don't get to visit very often.
Yes, just like any other estate. That sounds wonderful.
If we could establish something like that was self-sustaining, and that at the very least could pay for the staff that it takes to run it, and be somewhat of an outpost to collect further jobs, it could be a very profitable revenue stream for each of us, if that's what we're looking for.
Maybe you could even open a small tavern near the road.
I think I'll leave the tavern running for the people who are in the town and where the watering hole already exists. I don't wish to compete in or to drive any wedge between me and us and Drasburgh, but
So comparing our map, where is it nearest to?
It is nearest to Drasburgh. Because there's not much on the road between Drasburgh
Okay.
and really Erangel.
So it's really like on the road between Erangel
Yeah,
and Drasburgh.
I don't know who's the keeper of the map here.
I lost the map and I couldn't find it.
There's a big map somewhere.
Behind the piano.
Oh,
Yeah, our maps are there.
You can get it if you want,
Just wanna
but
look.
it's maybe a day and a half from Drasburgh off the road. If you see those small hills and like a kind of like a hill range next to Drasburgh, it's like up against the hill range to the
Okay.
road.
Okay.
Around where the isthmus starts.
Cool.
We'll upload another photo of the map.
Yeah.
And
well,
as-
I, for one, have been looking for a honest line of work. This is really good muscles.
Yes.
You were saying something, Vern.
Oh, I meant to bring up again just the work that they had mentioned that was recent and in the city. Is that something that you lot are interested in participating in? I must say, my interest was piqued a bit by that mysterious river beast.
My interest was piqued and my heart was moved.
Yes, indeed. Hope it wasn't the slob. They don't live underwater, do they?
I think it might be less profitable for the slod to violently destroy its prey. And
Well, that is a very good point.
the slods seem to have some sort of end game. They're intelligent. They're not feral like that.
In any case, how would we best go about? Should just one person float by on a raft, float it down with stinky fish until something comes up to snatch them, and the rest go diving in?
Perhaps we speak with some fishermen that could have seen it first.
Oh, right.
Before throwing ourselves out there as bait.
We're not all
My
built as
first
you are.
impulse, I just wanted to see what it was.
Well, now that
Something else we could eat.
pleasure has turned to business, perhaps we should discuss where we go next. Maybe not tonight, but the following day, tomorrow.
It's at this point, the plates are cleared away, and Galdrin does bring in a few different sorts of desserts for you to choose from if you'd like.
What? Yes!
All right, George R.R., what do we get to choose from?
Oh, there is a chocolate souffle. There is a assortment of fried banana and a cherry tart.
I'll have the cherry tart.
He serves you, but it is kind of free form, but he does
Oh, it's like
serve
on a
you if you
cart?
ask for it. It is on a cart, but then he places it on like them individually on the table for you to kind of take. They're on small plates.
Lynn takes one of each.
Easy enough to do. They are small plates, so you could easily eat like 5 or 6 of
She
these.
takes
Oh,
another chocolate souffle.
Yeah.
Lynn, you can have mine. I'm not much for sweets.
So, what are these? And he holds up the banana plate.
Galdrin, if no one else answers, Galdrin says, that is a fried banana, sir.
The banana.
Oh, that's it's a fruit from hot jungles. We don't have any up in the Beju wilds, but some in Aidosos.
It's technically a form of berry.
Well, isn't that something? Do they grow in this shape?
Yeah.
I can bring you a regular one if you like to try
I'd
Fried
like
regular?
3 more plates of the fried ones and then 3 regular bananas.
Very well. And he bustles off.
Oh.
I love
Just hide a
Tyler's
place.
like thoughtful hospitality there. Like 'cause that
Very
definitely was
attentive.
Tyler's.
You're getting the best that Drasburgh has to offer. Okay.
Very good, very thoughtful.
Can I have top off the wine?
As he comes back with a tray of bananas, tops off your wine. Yeah.
And a cigarette.
And smoking's in the smoking room across the way.
Excellent. Well, perhaps once we finish our desserts, we could.
We can prepare it for you. Yeah.
Okay.
Y'all have smoking jackets in the rooms, in the wardrobes?
Upstairs, yes.
Oh.
As well as if you don't have your own pipe, we do have pipes in assortment.
They thought of everything.
When in Drasburgh.
Friends of the Kitagora of Denaga Breely get what they want.
Well, so shall we finish this meeting as we, as y'all, yes,
As you all.
y'all
We can't
is
get rid of our y'alls. That's
We,
gonna happen.
we
Yeah,
can't.
no.
Sorry, everyone listening. We're from Texas. We say y'all.
yeah. So British accent, yeah, y'all. So that's
Can
that's
Bells-
Alana.
Can
Alana
Belle say something
dialect.
with the word y'all in it? I don't think I have yet. Y'all.
I
But
know
you'll-
Bells has said y'all at some point.
Well, maybe.
It
I definitely
slips
don't
out in
think
every
about it.
person's kind of.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyways,
So I didn't grow up saying it.
For those of you listening
I
at
lived
home,
here for 10 years.
we would love it if you start a y'all counter.
I don't want to
Oh.
see that.
From now on, I'm only saying use guys, just like the
Yeah.
New Yorkers.
Yep.
anyways, tomorrow, what shall we do?
Well, I would like to, while we're back in the city, I mean, we've been out in the wilds for so long. I would like to, look for a few things and
All right.
do a little bit of, see if I can maybe do a little bit of research at Top Lulul's tower.
Well, that's not a bad idea.
Perhaps you can do that. Those of you who need to purchase things can do that. I could go ask the fishermen what's afoot down there, and we could convene sometime after.
That sounds wonderful.
I assume we're only staying here at these fancy digs for one night.
She made it seem like it was however long you guys are in town. She asked how long you were in town.
Oh shoot!
Because I'm living it up tonight.
This game is now just Tyler and minting meals.
We're cracking open the mini bar.
Man.
Welcome, Cooking Mama mode unlocked.
Oh no!
This is what happens when adults fantasize about what they get to do in D&D.
You just get to enjoy a nice hotel.
Exactly. In Drasburgh. I mean, it's a fantasy.
All the
equivalent
conventions
to
come here.
a fantasy equivalent to a weekend at Branson.
You could have said anywhere.
Hey, no joke. I was talking to a guy preparing for retirement last week, and that was his thing. He's like, I really want to go down to Branson.
All right.
So
As it's not a Branson cast.
as dessert is moved away, you guys can, if you'd like, go, have a smoke and a wine or a whiskey in the smoking room and continue conversation. Is there anything else you guys want to discuss for the evening, or do you just?
I will be putting on a smoking jacket.
Yeah,
for the smoking room.
It is a nice room only lit by the fireplace, and there are bookshelves lining the walls, rich plush leather chairs, and an assortment of tobaccos to be rolled into cigars, cigarettes, pipes, all sorts of different types of smoking methods. There are decanters of whiskey. There are bottles of wine on racks. It's all self-service at this point.
Rachel, were you going to say something?
Oh, it was a joke in the moment. Would have been like
Sorry.
so funny right in the moment,
I'm
but now
sorry.
it's like cringe.
Yep.
Y'all get it, right? Y'all listeners, y'all know how it goes. You get
3 more y'alls.
Added to the
you
counter.
Guys. You guys get it?
Does Alyn wear a smoking jacket over her armor?
Oh, there's no way she's smoking.
Okay.
There's no way.
But would you wear the jacket?
No way.
she's just standing
Would you
stoically at
join
the
in the
entrance
fit?
away from all
Would you
the...
join us to smoke? Like, would you just come or would you retire?
Oh man, probably just well, the thing is, she's not gonna go up in her room. She's probably going to go back to the kitchen and ask for some more chocolate souffle.
Okay.
Rad.
You can't really find the kitchen in any of the rooms you've been around, but you kind of ask Galdrin if you'd like, and he, I can get you some chocolate souffle.
You could?
Yeah. We have chefs on around the clock. The night shift's on, so if you get hungry in the night, I can send up like charcuterie or chocolate souffle or something.
Just more.
Keep it coming.
Of course, yeah. I'll have them sent up to your room. How about that?
Look of terror. You know what? Maybe I'll just. Is there some kind of bar or place down here? I'm feeling sociable, so.
Sure. You can bring it in. I won't tell if you won't about bringing it in the smoking room.
Okay.
You all go in, and then eventually Alyn follows in with a small cart of chocolate souffles.
Her little chibi Alyn became a chubby Alyn.
No! In my fantasy situation, I can eat whatever I want and not gain any weight. This is my fantasy.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she burned a lot of calories being eaten by a snake and then fighting her way out.
Yeah, we're not worried about her.
Fair.
And my character only eats vegetables.
Yep. Oh.
The chocolate's a vegetable. I know. I get it. I've heard it before. It's a little played.
Cacao bean. It's more beans.
But it's not Cloverton beans. I will, while smoking, be pacing around the smoking room, perusing the shelves.
Sure. What are you kind of looking for? Are you looking for nonfiction? Are you looking for like a good story?
I'm just looking for anything that would grab my interest. So I'm not really perusing, more just kind of giving a surface level scan. And the things that would grab my interest are books on magic or mystery novels.
You don't find any books with a quick peruse, you don't find any books on magic or mystery novels, but you do find a book that kind of piques your interest called Calamity at Tideclaw Reef.
Does it look like fiction or not?
Looks like fiction.
Okay.
You can kind of crack it, and it's there's a little bit of a foreword, and it's basically it's the flavor text of it is, follow along as this dwarven adventurer fights a dragon turtle on the high seas, sort of thing. It seems like an adventure book.
Not my typical genre, but I'll give it a little read. Okay.
Just Moby Dick. What is Belle smoking? I can't picture this.
Oh, it's a cigar, right?
She would have.
I'm sorry.
I don't know. Nope. She would have gone over and found not the nicest. I feel like she would definitely know what she's doing. She's done this before.
Uh-huh.
Find a good tobacco and drink pairing, whatever that is, Tyler.
Sure, you can get a nice dark beer and
Yeah,
a kind of darker tobacco as well.
Sure.
Kind of nutty, spicy notes.
Yes. And would very comfortably take a pipe and pack it and start smoking, and probably has had enough alcohol where her demeanor has changed and kind of maybe just casually slump in a chair, smoking and drinking and just kind of watching everyone.
I imagine that Bells has gone from rugged warrior to
Yes.
little bit of Audrey Hepburn with the cigarette.
I love it. Yeah. Yeah.
Slumped in a chair with a cigarette.
And this is she's not fumbling, but she knows what she's doing. She's comfortable doing this. Just, had great dinner and now she's drinking and smoking.
You look perfectly at home.
Well, we've been on quite an adventure. This is nice to have a taste of luxury again.
When was the last time you've had an experience like this?
Well, we did stay at an inn here that was elevated a bit.
That was nothing like this. We both
That's
know
true.
that.
Absolutely. It's been quite a while for me. The army doesn't exactly prepare you for these sorts of luxuries.
As it winds down, I would say, Bells, I think you should come with me tonight. And he says, if you really want to get a taste of the world,
What
I have-
about to happen?
I have a knack for being able to find a good party.
What? Phew!
Every time with that.
What sort of party were you thinking?
Oh, I don't know. Just a place to let loose. A place where people wouldn't know who you are. A place where it doesn't matter the next morning anyway.
Sure, I'm up for anything. I'm feeling great.
And so at some point he would go, and
This
you know
is
how
very
people.
clear that wait,
It's not.
we're going out to a thing somewhere else.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I had to wait. What did I just do?
This
Okay.
is not a proposition.
We were on the same
Oh
page.
no, not at
Okay.
all. I don't think I should put. I just feel like it's good table etiquette to not do that to the other players in the table.
It's very good
I'm-
table etiquette, and you all everything that you say sounds like a proposition.
Well, it
is
didn't
the
even
problem.
occur to me. And then I look at all y'all's faces, and you're all wide-eyed and
No,
startled.
we don't. It doesn't. Yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
You're good. You're both good. You're young kids.
Liz the person
gonna go
and
party.
Jeremy the person.
So what's everyone's threshold for if I were to say something to John, if my character were to make overtures towards John's character?
Oh, that's fine.
Yes.
I mean,
I don't think it plays well, but
I mean, Lynn is definitely old enough to be Cyrus's daughter.
We have to save this for the commentary episode.
okay.
Yeah, we gotta progress.
Yeah, Roll Slayers After Dark.
No.
Yeah, sure. That's what we'll call it.
No.
Move on, please. We're going places.
Oh my god.
Okay, so Vinny's
Are we going
wanting to
places right now?
go somewhere. Who else is going with Vinny?
I'm just gonna say
Wait,
that's
until-
on the
on the docket.
When
That's
everyone
out
else
there.
goes up to bed or whatever.
Oh, yeah. You young people have your fun. I'm exhausted.
I'm going to go on my own adventure in the world of reading. And I'm going to hold it up like I'm a poster in a library.
Lynn, are there any extra of those little snack cakes?
Oh, there's so many of them.
Could I just pop one?
Does he wiggle his fingers before he goes into
No.
one?
I think he picks it up and just eats the whole thing.
They're all almost
Plate
identical,
not.
and yet you're still like
Mm.
perusing with your eyes.
That's how I do things, actually. But yeah, I'm gonna pop one of those.
So you two are gonna go out and enjoy what Drasburgh has to offer, eh?
I mean, just
We're going to
It's been
try
a-
at least.
yeah, it's been a while since I've been able to sort of let my guard down. It's good to find a nice group of people who are all doing the same thing.
Well, that sounds just lovely to me. I, for one, may take another bath and then go to bed.
Another bath might get you a little pruny.
That's all right. I used to spend 6 to 8 hours in the bath back when it was a hot spring, but these cool down much faster.
Right. Sitting. Of course.
How long do you think you guys will be out?
I do not put a time limit on these sorts of things.
Would you like to come?
I'd love to. Love to.
Well, all right.
Are you going
Come
to
along.
wear your armor out?
Yes. Just in case I get attacked.
Well, all right.
What is happening on Vinny's face right now?
He's looking at it like kind of a little bit like mom decided to come along. Just a little bit. But like I think, she's young,
She's
and so yeah, I mean I don't think it's like that, but it is a little bit like maybe not like mom, but like little sister.
Yeah.
Kind of like little sister decided to tag along and you're like,
Oh, now you're gonna get judged for all.
right,
of this
yeah.
reaction.
So it'll
Mhm.
probably be a night of trying to, I don't know, move to the other side of the room.
But as you kind of make your evening plans, Cyrus reading the book and smoking, Vern going up to a hot steaming bath that apparently has been drawn for you because they go in frequently.
Read your mind.
The redraw.
And attend to these things. And you also do notice that the king size bed has been removed, and there are two now, like smaller, not quite a twin, a little bit bigger than a twin, but two twin beds.
Full bed.
Disassembled and removed a king size
Yeah.
on a whim.
We're really in a place.
But you guys prepare for an evening on the town, and that's where we'll pick up next time.
Yeah!
Hey, that's great because
Episode
we're
title.
about to
I don't think I rolled a single die.
this
No,
entire
this
episode.
is all roleplay.
Yeah.